Micah Parsons says he's had conversations with Jerry Jones. Nothing has been finalized in the last year of his contract. What if the Cowboys don't re-sign Micah Parsons?
Then Jerry Jones should retire from making decisions with the Dallas Cowboys. We go through this every single year where the Cowboys, we were just talking about the Bengals, the Cowboys do the same thing. It's maddening. They just kick the can down the road on every single superstar. It's the reason they don't maximize their roster. It's the reason the Eagles kick their teeth in every single year in the division. They should have made a Super Bowl in the last decade because of the way they were built on the lines with the quarterback. The fact that they haven't even made a conference championship game is an indictment of everything they do. If they lose Micah Parsons, after, by the way, they just lost Luka Doncic in that city, then the entire city of Dallas should say, enough, no more Jerry Jones decisions.
Okay, so you look at the Cowboys and, man, my team needs so many things. They need cornerback. They need linebacker. They need a running back. They need another receiver. They need a left tackle. They need a right guard. There's a lot of things that team needs. Why not reset the market and do a Herschel Walker type trade with Micah Parsons?
It's just hard when you have a generational talent. You have a guy in his first 4 seasons that has, basically double-digit sacks. That's not heard of. You have a guy that's a game record that can impact the game at the blink of an eye. You don't trade away a player like that. Like Kevin just mentioned, the city of Dallas is hurting and mourning right now because of Luka. It's no longer there and being in L.A. Can you imagine the Dallas Cowboys trading Micah Parsons? But we also have to realize what's the main thing when it comes to Jerry Jones, because I don't think it's winning.
Making money.
It's dollars and cents.
Yeah.
That would hurt his dollars and cents if you trade a Micah Parsons, because people are going to probably protest and not want to come to games. Even though you're still going to have those fanatics that love the game, love the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to have a bulk of people that are just tired and exhausted already from Luka, and now Micah Parsons to add on to it?
Yeah.
They may boycott sports. Yeah. Period.
Yeah. Save sports in Dallas.
You're right about that.
And we don't need that. I got to do the UFL, the Arlington Renegades. I cover them. We don't need people boycotting sports in Dallas.
Tim, we were talking about the Bengals and a team-building strategy. How would you describe the Cowboys' team-building strategy here over the past decade or so?
Well, the way that people have described the Bengals is they called them cheap. People have said the same thing about a team like the Arizona Cardinals. And the reality is the Cowboys have been as cheap as anybody, over the last decade. I mean, you just look at, obviously the full screen there in terms of, the type of money that they spend the last 4 years in free agency. They've never, been inside the top 25 of teams, in terms of offseason free agent spending. And then, as Kevin alluded to, what they've done with their, in-house talent, because believe it or not, they've actually, Jerry Jones, the GM, has actually drafted really well. But when they drafted good players, they've dragged their feet in terms of signing them. And then by doing that, Dak Prescott's been way more expensive, and other players have been way more expensive. And look, they've been cheap with coaches, they've been cheap with players. I think they try to use being in Dallas, being in Texas and being an income tax-free state. I think they've tried to sell playing for the Stars being something that's good for your brand, and all that stuff, sounds cool and all of that. But the reality is that they've operated, in a way that has prevented them from being a better football team on the field. And I don't think there's really another way to say it other than that they've been cheap in terms of how they've handled their players and their coaching staff.
So if that's the case, then Kevin, fill in the blank. The Dallas Cowboys window is
closed. And to piggyback off of what Tim said, all of the things they try to sell people on that's not money, as the great prophet Floyd Mayweather said, your children cannot eat legacy. They can only eat the food that you provide for them, okay? And for me, guys just want guaranteed money. They want free agent money. They're not going to say, oh, there's no income tax, whatever. They want guaranteed second year, third year, the type of stuff, by the way, the Bengals don't provide. But right now, when I look at this roster, the offensive line took a step back this year. Some of the pieces they've drafted really well, but the last couple of years has not been the talent where it needs to be a contender with the Eagles, even the Commanders. They've gotten leaped. By the way, tough look for Joe Shane that the Giants aren't even close to those 3 teams. But the Cowboys, there's a huge gap now with the Commanders. It's not going to close anytime soon. The window is closed.
So I would say that that's also because of the way that they do things from a front office perspective. You are now behind Adam Peters and Howie Roseman from a general manager standpoint, if you're Jerry Jones. And then also from a quarterback perspective, there are a lot of people that's going to take Jalen Hurts and also Jaden Daniels over Dak Prescott. So you're third in that league across the board, and it's because of the way that you have done things over the last few years.
Okay, Tim, I'll give you the final word. The Cowboys window is what?
Yeah, I agree with Kevin and Harris. It's close. Like you don't have the best quarterback in the division. There was a period in time that you felt that way. You certainly don't have the most explosive offense in the division. And I think defensively, you look around the league, other teams are better. They used to, I think, stack up talent-wise across the board. When you looked at the roster, they don't do that anymore. And now they just have older players, that talent-wise, the roster doesn't stack up against it. Look, I don't think they're winning their division. I don't think they're really, deserve to be in the conversation of being one of the top teams in the conference. And so, yeah, I think the window's closed.
Well, at least the city of Dallas still has the stars. And with that, let's get back to the ice.
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just want to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support, and hope to see you on the next video.